You have always been spoon-fed by the fact that the US is the most powerful country in the world. But let us face the truth today. All my dear Americans, you're living at Xi Jinping's mercy. If Jinping today decides to launch a nuclear-armed hypersonic missile at your country, you won't be able to defend yourself. That's because neither the USA has the capability of striking down a flying hypersonic missile, nor has it ever paid any heed to the thriving Chinese missile program in all these years. So, you better pray that Xi Jinping does not lose his sanity anytime soon and decides to press the nuclear button and forget about the ruling elites who have busied themselves in pandering to the Communist Party by embracing their intimidations and diktats. You are left to fend for yourself. That's the reality. That's the truth. And there is one man who is solely responsible for the massive threat looming over your lives today. And that man is none other than the former US President Bill Clinton. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Siddharth, and in this video, I will tell you how Bill Clinton equipped the USA's most ferocious rival China with the devastating missiles that are now eager to lay claim over innocent American lives. Let's begin. The US officials were left stunned on Saturday when a Financial Times report revealed that Beijing had tested a nuclear-capable hypersonic missile in August this year. The missile circled the Earth at low orbit before speeding towards its target, demonstrating advanced spacewalk capabilities that China has achieved, far advanced than the US officials had realized. Though the missile missed its target by 20 miles, the demonstration was enough to lay bare the USA's slumber on China's wide strides in the hypersonic weapons arena. China's bold portrayal of its missile technology is indeed concerning and threatening for the world. However, the USA's sleepwalk on the issue is more terrifying. China has now garnered the ability of striking nuclear missiles at any point of Earth in no time, and that too without letting the target know about any such imminent attack. Make no mistake, unlike traditional ballistic missiles, a hypersonic missile is maneuverable, making it harder to track and defend against. What is more alarming is the fact that in the case of China launching a hypersonic nuclear missile against the USA, it won't be able to defend itself given its questionable ability to track and take down a flying hypersonic weapon. The worst part is, the US cannot even deploy similar missiles to deter any Chinese menace, given Washington's binding nuclear agreements with Moscow. The previous Trump administration was willing to include China in any such binding arrangement that would have rendered China's hypersonic missile deployment ambitions impuissant. This February, the Biden administration had extended a key nuclear arms treaty with Russia just days before it was set to expire. The ill-thought move at Biden's behest paved the way for the Chinese to march ahead with its nuclear ambitions to nullify the USA's dominance in the Indo-Pacific. While the Biden administration's unwillingness to counter the burgeoning Chinese threat has reached staggering levels, the US's bolstering of the Chinese missile program dates back to the days of Bill Clinton's administration. This may sound astonishing to you, but this is the truth. The US had equipped China with missile technology under former President Bill Clinton. It was in August 1994 when Clinton's Secretary of Commerce Ron Brown touched down in China to seal deals for two American corporations. The first was to enable Chrysler the ability to build minivans in China, and the second deal was to persuade the Chinese to buy 40 MD-90 aircraft trunkliners from McDonnell Douglas. The second deal was particularly important to keep the cash-strapped Douglas afloat. There was also politics involved. Clinton had managed to secure the presidency in 1992, riding on the wave of his unofficial political campaign slogan, "Is the economy stupid?" And a big commercial deal on the eve of midterm elections of 1994 would have been an icing on the cake. China sensed the urgency on Clinton's part and finally agreed to hammer out the deal, but with a caveat. The Chinese wanted Douglas to sell some specialized tools that shape and bend aircraft parts stashed in a factory in Ohio. Those were not some ordinary tools, but as experts pointed out, the machines would enable the Chinese military to improve significantly the performance abilities, speed, range, and maneuverability of their aircraft. And if diverted, they could do the same for missiles and bombers. When some Chinese representatives tried to visit the factory in Ohio that stored the tools wanted by the China National Aerotechnology Import and Export Corporation, they got harassed by the workers who won't let them see the actual crucial parts. Later on, a message was sent to Douglas that if it wanted to save the trunk liners deal, it must sell them these tools and machines. So, despite the vehement protests from the Pentagon and some Republican lawmakers, the Commerce Department and Douglas cleared the deal while securing a pledge from the Chinese that they won't use these tools to build missiles. A New York Times report embodies the fraudulent behavior shown by the short-sighted Clinton administration in a paragraph saying, American officials want to avoid sending any signals that would fuel China's belief that the United States is trying to contain China's power, militarily or economically. And they know that if they deny a range of industrial technology to China, other competitors, chiefly France and Germany, are ready to leap in and fill the void. As dumb as the Clinton administration could get, the most crucial part of the equipment was delivered directly to a military plant in Nanchang. This shows how the Clinton administration knowingly powered the Chinese missile program only for the short-term political and commercial gains, while putting national security interests on the back burner. And when the Chinese got the hold of all the equipment, they simply chose to renege on the deal. They did not even buy trunk liners from McDonnell Douglas. The brazen stupidity at Clinton's part explains why the Chinese have never taken diplomacy seriously with the USA. Instead of cutting the Chinese influence down to size, the USA grew more tolerant to the Chinese economic intimidation and helped this economy grow exponentially in the coming years. Let's face the truth. Americans are now living at Jinping's mercy. The ruling elites in the USA have no spine left to stand up against the Chinese aggression. The USA kept fueling this blatant Chinese aggression for decades, for which groundwork was impeccably carried out by none other than Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States of America.